I'll go ahead and say the prayer.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for all of our many blessings. We're grateful we're able to come together for our math class. Help us to have Thy Spirit with us that we may know how best to approach these problems. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Okay. So there's only 2 questions for the group quiz, but there's A and B for both of them though. Yeah.
Are we gonna get started with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, you can give you another bite in just a second. Just a second. Okay. Simplify the following trigonomic expressions. Okay. So first we have to find a common denominator, right?
Well, isn't 1 minus cosine just sine? Or is it 1 plus cosine?
I know that there's the Pythagorean identity, which is like sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So like 1 minus cosine squared equals sine squared.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The square root of 1 is 1. So it might just be sine, I don't know.
Yeah, these things are so hard to memorize.
What was that?
I said these things are so hard to memorize.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Funny. So loud. What? You're so loud. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I'm thinking about this way too hard.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah. Because like I'm trying to do it the hard way because there's the Pythagorean identity, which that very well may be. Find a common denominator. Simplify when it's getting to be a mess. Keep on. Keep on. Anyways, what did you get?
So 1 minus cosine squared, if you take the square root of that, that's equal to sine. So if we square everything, then we should get sine squared, and then 1 minus cosine squared. Let's see here.
I mean, if we square, for instance, if we square 1 minus cosine x, then you have to do the like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared thing. So it'd be like 1 squared minus 2 cosine x plus, minus 2 cosine x plus cosine squared x.
Say that one more time.
If we're squaring the whole thing, then like when we square 1 minus cosine x, then we have to do it just as if we're squaring any other binomial. So it'd be the first variable squared, and then that first variable double times the second variable. So that would be like -2 cosine x, and then you have to square the last variable, cosine squared x.
Right.
So it doesn't quite work out the way that we want it to. That's if I'm doing it right, because I might not be doing it right. Oh, you can do it on the play. I mean, this is a lot easier than what I'm making it out to be. I know that it is. Yeah. Do you agree? Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Okay.
Would it just be equal to 1?
Wait.
Because if you find a common denominator, you'd be timesing by one side by 1 minus cosine x and the other by sine x, which would give you the exact same thing on both sides. So would it be 2 then? Because if you have, it would equal 1 on both sides.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at the identities stuff, and this is going to make it more complicated again. See if this.
Oh, great.
But the half angle identity for tangent of x divided over 2 equals 1 minus cosine x over sine x. So like that second one is tangent of half angle tangent. And the first one must be like half angle cotangent. But you know what?
Okay.
Add together tangents and cotangents, you're going to get 1.
Right.
So, hey. 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 Anyways, I agree with you. I think it's 2. Because when you do the common denominator, you multiply everything, it's 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Right.
I agree with you. Okay. On the second one, cosecant squared. Oh my gosh, I just exited out of my thing. This is why I like it when the other ones are here, the other two, because I like having other people to fix my mistakes.
Yeah.
Keep me on track. Oh, okay. Oh. Wow. Okay. So cosecant squared minus 1 equals cotangent squared.
Okay.
Like that's one of the identities. So then it would be tangent of cotangent squared. Bless you. Bless you.
So the tangent of the cotangent squared.
Yes. Tangent of cotangent squared. I don't know how to simplify from there. But I just know that one identity.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I have to feed my baby, and so I'm like,
You're fine.
okay. So if we look at it this way, like cotangent squared is just 1 over tangent squared, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then that would be tangent of alpha times 1 over tangent squared of alpha, which equals tangent over tangent squared, right? And so then if we simplify that down, then take out a tangent from side, then wouldn't it just be like 1 over tangent, which equals just plain old cotangent of alpha?
Yeah, I think it would just be cotangent.
Cool. One more bite. One more bite. Awesome. Good job, my son.
Okay. Two, ready?
Okay, sorry. Moving on to the next one.
You're good. So cotangent is cosine over sine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's cosine over sine times sine, so that cross cancels out, which leaves cosine of x minus, and then cosine squared multiplied by secant, which is 1 over cosine, equals cosine squared over cosine, that equals plain old cosine. So it's just cosine minus cosine, which is,
These to zero.
yeah. Cool, which proves the identity.
Perfect. Okay. So, the next one. Um,
Yeah.
So 1 minus sine squared, we can just switch that to cosine.
So it'd be cosine squared x. I mean, that even in odd identities, that 1 minus cosecant of negative x, that would just be 1 plus cosecant, right?
Yeah. And then the 1 plus sine to the negative x, that'll switch it to a negative sign. Would it be that we have the cosecant, if we just put it as 1 over sine and then cross multiply from the top 1 minus sine x, then we'd have 1 minus sine squared.
Sorry, that just went way over my head.
So on the right side of the equals, where we have 1 is equal, or 1 minus sine x over cosine x. If we switch the cosecant to a 1 over sine, and then flip it to cross multiply since it's a division over a division, then we'd have the 1 minus sine squared, and then if we we'd have to add a 1 to the other side to get the common denominator to the other side. And then if we move the other side over the equal sign, then we just end up with 1. If that made any sense.
So are you working with both the left and the right side?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, all they want us to do, I think, is just to verify the identity, so to prove that one side equals the other side.
Okay.
So I think we only have to work with one side and make it into the other side.
Okay. So for these, do we need to just plug in 0, pi, pi over 2, or 2 pi?
I didn't plug anything in. I mean, this is
Okay.
what I've done so far. This is as far as I've gotten, is I've actually split up that 1 minus sine squared x. And so I factored it out to 1 minus sine x times 1 plus sine x. And then I'm dividing that by that 1 plus cosecant, and I'm trying to figure out how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we only have to use one side, or can we like work it down with both sides till we get them equal? Or do you know?
Well, looking at the textbook right now, I just found a section that says working on both sides. So like what you were doing to begin with is super awesome. Because in the example that they give, like, okay, here's the thing. On this quiz, it says we can use the textbook, right? And I'm looking at the textbook, and the example is exactly the same as the question on the quiz. So I'm just saying, their mistake. Anyways, so yeah, it says to work on both sides, and both sides it puts equal to cosine squared t or x over 1 plus cosecant x, which is what you were going for in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And so you're right, like that first, the left side, that first part, top part, with the Pythagorean identity is equal to cosine over that, and then that's 1 plus cosecant with the odd and even identity. And on the other side, it says if we multiply the top and the bottom by 1 plus sine, because with that 1 plus sine of negative x, that equals 1 minus sine of x. And then if we multiply 1 plus sine of x, then we get it equal to 1 minus sine squared of x, which equals cosine squared of x. Then we have to multiply that on the bottom too. So cosecant of x times 1 plus sine of x equals cosecant of x plus cosecant x times sine of x, which is equal to 1, which equals cosecant x plus 1. So
What page are you on in the textbook?
page 436.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're writing it all down, that first part of the solution before all that text and writing and stuff is the left side, and then that bottom part is the right side.
Okay.
Yeah. You ready to get out of the chair? You want to see yourself? It's good. Yeah. Anyways, sorry that I made that way harder than it needed to be.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. Mm. Hi. There's the sun. Anyways, is that it?
I think that
Okay. Well, I will see you Monday. I'll try my hardest to be prepared and come to the group meeting.
okay, sounds good. We'll see you Monday.
All right, bye.
Bye.